Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect, here live on TalkShoe.com with the next episode of the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me here on this Wednesday evening. And I am humbled that you have spent your time, your Wednesday evening with me, Dukect. And by the way, we are so close to 50,000 downloads, I can taste it. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I am so happy to continue to do this here on the Dukect Lounge every Wednesday night. Every time I put the thing up here, I want to make sure I continue to make this show great for you guys, gals, and whoever you are out there on the internet and such. So, well, let's see if everything's going okay. So everything is. Let's see. I want to make sure everything is all right. All things are going good. It's not really going. I just want to make sure, because if not, I might be doing something, because it's live. So live, everyone. Let's see if everything is working out. Yep, everything is working out just fine. Everything is going according to plan. And that is good, because, man, we got some interesting stuff here going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting stuff here. As wow, I mean, we're going to talk about some good stuff here. That is, and the WWE Crown Jewel. It's not good for WWE. Good for me, because I can actually talk about all this stuff. Because, well, it is not looking good for the WWE right now. Because we got some people who are talking about this stuff. And, well, for WWE Crown Jewel. Let's start to set the stage out here. Crown Jewel was it's part of an agreement with WWE and the government of Saudi Arabia to do shows to see the progressive side of Saudi Arabia. And yeah, it went a little bit too much. And I will say this, Saudi Arabia has done many things and continue to do so with the attacks on Yemen, their continuous human rights abuses. And by the way, I'm going to make sure this is actually true. Arabia, UN. Let's see. Aren't they a part of the UN in some way? Let's see. Are they a part of the UN? Let's see. Oh, yes. They are on the UN Women's Rights Commission. I'm not making that up, ladies and gentlemen. Link in the description. It's just like last year, but yeah, it is true. They were elected to the UN's Women's Rights Commission. You wonder why people have a negative outlook for the UN. I mean, that's one of the main ones. Oh, yes, we're going to do politics stuff here because, hey, why not a little politics here? Lord knows it won't hurt nobody because, hey, I ain't here to hurt nobody. I'm just putting out some truth here. That's what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of truth here on the Dukect Lounge. And by the way, another truth here. I don't like talking politics on here. I do talk politics on other places. I got the Bogacity podcast. I talk politics of some places up on Discord and all that good stuff there. But on this show, I try to keep that away because we want to have a little bit of a fun time. We're having fun, ladies and gentlemen. We are having a good time here. A lot more fun, a lot more positivity here on the Dukect Lounge, man. Oh, gosh. What to talk about? But then let's get into the mess. Because honestly, I was going to just talk about Starlink, how I'm actually having fun playing the game. It looks really good. I'm planning to stream it. I'm planning to stream the game after I do some cleaning up, around my area and such, where my streaming place is, my room, Yes, I'm finally going to hashtag clean my room. Oh, gosh. Insert Jordan Peterson joke here. Yes, I'm going all into politics because why not? But anyway, so back to the point. Saudi Arabia. Yes. WWE, they made this, WWE celebrated a couple years, they made a 10-year agreement for these huge shows. And let's see. Let me just look via the Google. Let's see. The deal is at least around a 10-year contract with, according to right here, Deadspin, it's a link will be in the description. Yes, a 10-year contract, I believe, worth 20 to 50 million per show. So they're going to do as much shows as possible. And previously, they had the Greatest Royal Rumble. And man, they were throwing out all the good stuff. And the show was fine. And I was like, fine. At least it looked like they're having fun and all this stuff there. And believe you me, I know, like I said, I talk about Saudi Arabia's abuses, but I do not, unless you want to do regime change, which have fun with that, because how many regime changes has been tried over the Middle East and failed, and how many times have you in this country have tried it and failed miserably to do so. And honestly, the thing is about the Saudi Arabia and such, the prince though seemed to be looking like to actually be pushing for that progressive stuff. He actually let women drivers finally drive and doing all these things that base up to catch up to the current year, even though they probably are not there. But it looked like they were moving on to it. But then this story happens, and by the way, all the other stuff that's happening too. By the way, they're still bombing Yemen, and with the United States weapons too. So people in Yemen not only hate Saudi Arabia, but they hate us too. And it's just, of course, we can't stop ourselves from causing mayhem, and this country can't stop itself. It cannot stop itself from hurting and destroying lives. But that's just, comes with the territory. But yeah, but the Saudi Arabia stuff has gotten really to a point that it looks like it's got to a point now. It looks like the reason we're talking about this is about the alleged murder of the supposedly of talk about the murder of a murder of the let me see if I can actually find the person. I can't probably won't be able to pronounce his name. Jamal Khashoggi. I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name. He was before he disappeared, and then we had these high ups in the Saudi Saudi, like in the government, came down in a private plane where he was at the Turkey consulate, supposedly, with a bone saw and hacked him to death. Again, supposedly. And we don't know 100% that happened. More often than not, it probably Saudi wouldn't do, because again, Saudi Arabia is not kind to people who pretty much, attack their regime. They do not like anyone talking about messing the regime, especially someone, I believe, who was he was a reporter who talked mainly about, he was a Saudi Arabian journalist. He was, he served as a editor for the Saudi Arabian newspaper Al-Wan, turned into a platform for Saudi Arabian progressives. Ooh, yeah, that's not a good look. That's not good. That's not, in that place, progressiveness does not pretty much exist. And he believed in what he did. Believed in what he wanted to bring Saudi Arabia out of the dark ages and such. But sadly, it didn't feel well. He pretty much was killed it seemed to be by the government. In fact, there's supposedly secret recordings that pretty much say that that pretty much, gets into detail of what happened to him. But yet, Donald Trump, our United States president, you think after all this stuff has happened, you think he'll say, okay, we want to look into this and such. And more, and they have been saying they're going to be going into this stuff. And right now, they said they were going to do something. They're going to talk about this stuff, but they're saying, but right now, guess what? They look like, he says, sorry. I'm not going to put that stuff there. Hopefully you didn't hear that. I'll edit that out in the post. But yeah. Supposedly here, President Donald Trump says he's not giving cover to Saudi Arabia over the suspected killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. As his top diplomat said, Rouhani needed space and time to conduct the investigation. But as details continue to emerge about Khashoggi's suspected murder inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd, and sources hope possibly that blame will fall on a rogue operative. The administration's effort to defend Saudi Arabia is coming pushback and raises questions about Trump's potential conflict of interest. The CNN article, goes into. And some lawmakers are calling for independent and crucial inquiry, as others are asking the president to report to Congress within a month about any personal financial ties he might have to the kingdom that might create conflicts of interest. They're talking about the stuff here, saying he has since Trump and Saudi Arabia has done business, but it's not really surprising. Again, this country, from previous presidents, Democrat, Republican, you can have your full little tough moment now, but at the end of the day, they still bend the knee to Saudi Arabia because you still give them money. Previously from Trump to Obama to Bush to Clinton to Bush again to Reagan to Reagan to Jimmy Carter, to all those people. They have all worked to, in administrations have been right there with Saudi Arabia. They have done all these terrible things. But now it looks like it's Trump is trying to salvage something and such. Supposedly he's trying to double down on the whole rogue agent, which at this point the rogue agent stuff seems like, come on, man. It seems way too flimsy. And then again, I could be wrong. A lot of people could be wrong, but this is looking more often than not is looking right into something Saudi Arabia has done this act. And if they have done this act, this looks like to be an unsafe place for people who actually do have free expression and such, who are worried about the how can a supposed progressive country who has already done horrible things, by the way. Like I said, they have done horrible things in to Yemen and all this stuff. Now it's again, when you give people this much autonomy and such, how far can they go? That's the question here. How far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to go in trying to have this whole situation, like how Saudi Arabia can push? Because again, the ultimate thing here, the worst thing and worse is probably sanctions. Because again, we can't put boots on the ground because again, they are a military base. We use our military bases to go in to invade Iraq and Afghanistan to use for military assaults. So if we lose Saudi Arabia as an ally, that's why we can't play with the toys in the desert anymore, and that's not going to happen. Both parties ain't going to let that happen. So, I mean, so yeah, we're pretty much screwed. I don't know what is the solution here, but a lot of companies have started pulling out saying take away businesses and such. They say we're not dealing any businesses with Saudi Arabia in any form fashion. And now let's come back to WWE. Remember, I'm going back to it because they signed this 10-year big money deal for around $50 million per show. And they did WWE Crown Jewel, which will have, I think, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar, all three guys competing for the Universal Championship. And have a World Cup with 8 wrestlers that were based in the United States. Because when you think of World Cup, you think only America. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, bad booking aside and such. But yeah, here we are. Some people who have anonymously said that we shouldn't go. But we have this one from Mandatory Wrestling Zone. Here we are. With Bill Pritchard, WrestleZone. Link will be in the description, by the way. It says, Randy Orton says WWE should move forward with the plans of Crown Jewel match and Saudi Arabia despite recent reports of travel concerns. TMZ recently cut up with Orton and said, I think we should go. I think the only way to help change over there is to go and not cancel the trip. The WWE women performed in Abu Dhabi not too long ago, and I think we'll be there eventually with Saudi Arabia and Crown Jewel. That's the goal, is to make things better everywhere. I don't think us not going, it doesn't help. Going helps. That's that one part of the argument. You can't just say, well, we're going to, you can't just expect change to make people more isolated. If a country becomes more isolated and they can withdraw, they're not going to be, they're going to say, hey, this is what happened being progressive or something. We're going to continue being, we're just going to be more, anti-progressives. It might regress a bit. Women might not be in the cause. You might not have the stuff that those small incremental gains that has happened in Saudi Arabia might go away because of this type of stuff. The prince might be, Prince and the Saudi family might just say, screw it, let's go and cancel and stuff and that sort of thing. We don't know in this situation. What is the solution here? And I worry because, again, as someone who is, who looks at this situation and such, as again, I want peace peace and look and seeing what type of stuff here. I don't think we should. You can't do peace through strength of arms. We have failed at that. The United States has failed doing that, and this right here, doing business relationships, could help there. But I would say I'm against this because, again, Saudi Arabia has not proven it has changed, and the change seems to be they are still attacking Yemen with not any care at all, attacking innocent civilians. Continually doing these, these regressive tactics against journalists and such. So honestly, the best thing they should do, the best thing the United States should do is to stop basically funding the military stuff, like saying to cut them off entirely. If you really want to hurt, WWE should not only not go, but if Vince does have Trump's ear, supposedly he does. I know Linda McMahon is part of the Small Business Organization. Maybe he can get in Trump's ear to say the one way to truly punish Saudi Arabia is to cut them off entirely. Cut them off from military and everything else. All the military stuff. And say let them sink or swim. That's what I personally think should. I think that that's probably the best way to do it. And WWE should not do this because, again, there's a lot of people, talent, who are concerned about performing in Saudi Arabia. There are people who are worried about Saudi Arabia and going over there. I mean, I worry about, look, think about what wrestlers' kids going up there. You got Roman Reigns going up there. You got Brock Lesnar with his kids going. I mean, they're sitting there like, I can't. And what happens if they're, I think they just say, you know what, I don't want to put myself in that position. I mean, they don't want to put themselves there saying, you know what, I don't want to do the show. Would they drop if Roman seems to be like they're worried? I mean, there are reports that they're worried, but are they going to buckle up and do it? Because personally, there are people I talk to, they just said, you know what, since these reports have come out of Saudi Arabia, if WWE continues with the show, they're going to cancel the WWE network. They're going to cancel it and say, screw this, I'm done, and not come back. This stuff here, and honestly, I worry about this. I worry because, again, Vince seems to be, he doesn't care about, it just comes back to saying he just doesn't care about the wrestlers. He doesn't care about the safety of the talent. He doesn't care about the wrestlers who actually do, to go up and actually do, to actually care about the wrestlers. I worry about this stuff. I do. So I don't know how to, how the WWE's going to get out of this. Because if they just go plowing through for the show, it's going to be a complete and total huge backfire on them. And they have been great momentum too. I mean, it just got a new Fox deal, USA and Fox TV deals. What if people are going to be calling them? Because they already call Snickers. They say they're tweeting them. What do you think is going to happen if the Fox deals or something like that? They're saying, Fox, why are you supporting this company that's pretty much supporting Saudi Arabia and this regime? What if they start making a stink to the point that they're going to say, we will not watch you, we will cancel your subscriptions, and that might hurt the Fox deal and such. They might have to pull out. And where will WWE be then? So I think WWE you have to look at the long term. And I think WWE should just drop out of the show entirely. Because again, this money and, like this, whole saying that controversy creates cash, but I don't think this cash, man, is not going to be for the long haul. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to look, quite honestly, I think this could be even worse for the long haul for WWE if they just continue going through this show. If they do, they're going to get hurt by it. They're going to definitely be hurt in the long run. If not, I don't see it's going to really affect their rate. It's going to affect their, really negative, look. Heck, John Oliver talked about it, and like him or hate him, he is part of the mainstream. And if the mainstream does get to it, it might affect other places there too. So yeah. So I cannot wait to see what WWE is going to do about this, because if they don't do anything about it, I foresee a lot of negative. I foresee a lot of bad stuff happening in the WWE in the future after this deal. That's what I got to say about this, and we're going to take a small little break here. And again, I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts on the comments, email, all that good stuff, man. All right. We'll take a small little break here. This is the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this. And let's see. We're going to play some music. How about some... stay with the Donkey Kong Country 2 Serious Monkey Business. How about Beneath the Canopy Forest Interlude? And we're going to be back with the fun, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about Lucha Underground, Savagery. We'll be right back right after this here, live on TalkShoe.com, here on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. Dukect here live on the Dukect Lounge Wednesday evenings, as always. And let's see, coming up I'll be doing Starlink, the live stream. I'm gonna get that done on Thursday evening. I hope you will. I'm gonna try to get that done on Thursday evening, if not Friday or Saturday. Well, we'll be doing that as well as everything else. Let's see what else. Man, I'm going to be getting, there will be no Halloween episode this year, but I am doing something special for Halloween, so don't worry. I will have some Halloween input. But yeah, no Halloween episode this year. But the next review will be coming in November, Ratchet and Clank. The Ratchet and Clank, Secret Agent Clank in November, and after that, Slammiversary and Bound for Glory. I'm gonna try to do both, and then after those two both, I'm gonna try to do both, and then December, I hope I get the Miz. I think let's see, what was it? Let's see, what was it? Santa's Little Helper. I'm going to get the Santa Little Helper movie done. I have the script. Don't worry, I got the script written down. I'll rewatch the movie. I'll rewatch the stuff. And then we got the whole thing. So I just got to re-update the script and everything. That's all I got to do. Bing, bam, boom. And then we're all good to MagFest, which is going to be a fun time. We're going to have some fun at MagFest. It's going to be a great time, and I can't wait for that. And then, well, see what else to do, actually. I don't know for the next season, but I think it's going to be something really good and positive. In fact, hopefully by that time I have my PS4, so I will finally get the PS4. I will finally get, finally finish off the Ratchet and Clank series. We're having Ratchet and Clank, all the movies, all the video games done, the PS3 trilogy, and then after that, I will finish with Ratchet and Clank trilogy on PS3, then the remake on PS4 when I get it, then we'll do the movie, then I'm done with this, and then after that, well, let's see. There's going to be other stuff here. I might even do some more old school wrestling pay-per-views. I might do WrestleMania, but who knows? I don't know if it's just too damn long. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, but whatever it is, it's going to be a fun and exciting. So thank you so much for sticking me with the ride. Hey, who knows? Maybe I might do some... Maybe, just maybe, across the fingers, hope everything goes all right, everything goes according to plan. I might be doing more, I might be going to WrestleMania, I might be going to that, and maybe to San Diego Comic-Con, who knows. So, everything, just cross fingers, ladies and gentlemen, and here's hoping everything works out for your boy, Dukect. So, thinking of working things out. Let's take a look at this week's Lucha Underground. Yes. Lucha Underground Savagery. Well, this is going to be a fun little Diddy episode. It was actually pretty fun. Let's see. First off, you have Antonio Cueto bringing in Jake Strong into his office. Strong is asking why he got called in. Cueto tells him that he's been dominant and he can expect it to appear he's good. But, he wants to give him an opportunity to put him in the main event in Ultra Lucha Cuatro. Put him in the Lucha Underground title. He says no. He doesn't want the opportunity handed to him. But then he says, all right. Cueto says, give Strong one of the Aztec medallions to potentially challenge for the Gift of the Gods title. Strong tosses Kratos and leaves back to the office. He says, oh, by the way, the temple's no longer Kratos, but it's mine, in a very dark, consuming voice. I don't know. He made that voice himself on the ADR, but because Jack Swagger, aka Swong, has a bit of a southern lisp. I mean, yeah. But anyway, we get to the temple itself when he has we get to temple. Credo in the middle announced the status of the Gifted Gods title as he's going to be a new Gifted Gods champion with Ultra Lucha Cuatro approaching. He announces the following competitors who does not need to win the matches, by the way. They just give them the title. He picks randomly. So to compete for the title next week, Aerostar, PJ Black, Hernandez, Big Bad Steve, King Cuerno, Jake Strong, and Dante Fox. The returning Dante Fox, who has been AWOL for the entire season. Interesting. And since it was the first Gifted Gods match this season, Cueto says the number 7 to be bad luck. So all 7 competitors will compete in an over-the-top battle royal, but the winner gets to pick one of the losers not to be in next week's title match. So we have an over-top battle royal. Everyone goes in. You got Aerostar. First eliminating Steve, and then Hernandez takes Aerostar. Then you have Hernandez. They have Hernandez getting up. It's just a regular over-top battle royal. But the last match, last fun stuff was Strong and Dante Fox. Good chemistry. Both have good chemistry with each other. I can't wait to see more stuff with them. But at the end of the day, Strong goes over Strong. The Strong wins, and he has been. And by the way, like I said, the Lucha Underground has made Jake Strong the most interesting guy. I mean, he's not much, but he's more powerful the way they put his wrestling stuff here. His character stuff is a little iffy. His mic work he's getting a little bit better, but he, hopefully as time goes on, hopefully he can improve with his thing yet. But in the wrestling ring, he can always bring it. But I like this character. He just comes in and dominates people and breaks ankles. And then Cueto asked Strong who wants out next week, but yet Strong wants none of them. He wants everybody up in. He will snap on half. So Cueto says, "Okay, you will face all 6 of these guys in a 7-man elimination match. But then you want more competition. So then Cueto books Strong to face against Johnny Mundo in a singles match in the main event." Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Well, next up we have another match as Killshot takes on his former trios partner in the Mac. As this was pretty basic stuff. I want to see more of it. Just again, there was some good stuff. Killshot doing his the knees and Mac showing his athleticism, just going in, and including throwing one stunner. And it looked like, Mac was looking like he was going to win. But then Mil Muertes comes out of nowhere and spears Mac to the disqualification. And Mac wins the match, via DQ. And then Muertes comes down, beats on Mac. But then Son of Havoc, who was watching the match, comes in, tries to make the save. But then, thanks to Killshot, takes down a Havoc and then just tosses him out to, Mil Muertes to face, takes him out, and then hits the flat niner on Mac. It looks like Mac has not looked too well against the Man of 1,000 Deaths. And if this continues, looks like Mac will finally be resting in peace. And next we have Exolicious and Evil East in the ring, and they revealed that she and Lucius accepted a 3-way title, elimination match against the Reptile Tribe and the Rabbit Tribe at Ultima Lucha Cuatro for the Trios title. And since Joey Ryan can't compete at Ultima Lucha Cuatro, guess who returns? Sammy Guevara come back and join in. And before he does so, it looks like Famous B came out and signed Guerrero to a 7-year exclusive contract with Famous B. It says he owns Sammy. And then says if you want to team up, you can team with Dr. Ragnar and Texano. Oh, remember Texano? Yeah, him. And then and guess what? Well, it says okay. You know how he responds. He hits a nice old top rope con hilo on the Famous B, brings out a trash can, and then puts the contract in the garbage, and then puts the garbage can on Famous B, and then super kicks him. So I guess he's pretty much fired. And I said this on Twitter, and I'll say it again. Famous B has been pretty much he has the worst luck in season 4. This probably his worst season on this show, bar none. Anyway, we get to our main event, ladies and gentlemen, as Jake Strong takes on Johnny Mundo. And the match starts off slow with Jake Strong hitting some nice belly suplexes. And then Mundo hits a nice big kick to get him away from Tim to shake things up. And honestly, I love Strong's clotheslines on the corner, and then Strong hits a nice lariato right behind Mundo's head. I was like, man, this dude. I'm like, every time I see him in the ring in Lucha, I'm like, why couldn't WWE make him like this again? Oh, right, because WWE doesn't know how to manage talent. How is it that the Lucha Underground took a mid-carder who trying to fade it off in Jack Swagger and such? They made him look more of a badass. He has been built like a badass, and I'm sitting here. I don't know what it is with Lucha Underground. I don't know how they do it, but damn, man, this show proves to me. This proves 100% to me that Lucha Underground knows what they're doing, and honestly, most wrestling organizations don't know what else. They don't know what they're doing. I honestly don't know what is going on with the wrestling organizations, but damn, you just look terrible every single time. But anyway, back to the match. It goes out to the outside, but then you have the Mundo shows his stuff. As even though he almost got into an ankle lock, he got out of it via a fan's drink, and then does his parkour stuff. Make a way to one rope to the other. Seriously, his parkour is amazing. And then you have Mundo hit a nice sunset flip powerbomb from outside the ring, but looks like Mundo was having some really good momentum, but then Strong comes right back as Strong comes in and just when Mundo was going up to the top rope, Strong goes Strong just comes out and just tosses him across the ring. And then after that, he hits a nice little swagger bomb, gets only a 2 count. Then later on, Mundo comes back does the end of the world, doesn't do it, hits the ankle lock. Looks like it's it gets out of submission though, and gets out of it and then hits Moonlight Drive. But yes, Strong kicks out of 2. This match got bigger and better throughout, and I do like the fact that later on, almost near the end of the match, Mundo took his elbow pad off and then had the referee distracted, and then kicks Mundo kicks Strong in the balls just to get out the ankle lock. I'm like, I've never seen that before, and I love it. Gosh darn it, man. Mundo is amazing. I love it. And it looks like he was going to finally get a win, but no. And then, he hits the end of the world, but yet Strong kicks out, and then next puts him immediately in the ankle lock, and then he had no other choice. He gets makes Mundo tap out. As Jake Strong continues to look strong as he defeats Johnny Mundo, the former Lucha Underground champion. So what does that entail for Strong's future. And after the match, Strong goes for the ankle like more, but then Matanza comes running out, and they both lock their eyes, and he's like, well, that's going to be interesting. I might, one of these days, maybe those two might go into the match. But then, Matanza comes and attacks, takes down Muda, beating him down. Then Taya comes right out there, tries to save her man, but yet Matanza is way too strong as he hits the Wrath of the Gods on Taya, and then just continues to mauls. Matanza continues to maul Mundo over until the show is over, as his hand is covered with blood, rest all up there, covered with blood, as both Taya and Mundo at the end of the show reaching together, and this could be their last embrace for Matanza and his sacrifice. But that's for Ultima Lucha Quattro. That's going to be a very interesting weeks to come to see what's going to happen during that time. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the show for you. Hope you liked the review. I hope you liked the rest of the show as well. And if you want me to talk more about serious topics, I'll try to fit it in. If not, I'll just put the live stream and maybe get the, maybe I get like a Wizard of Cards or someone else from YouTube says to talk and stuff. I don't care. I'm mentioning the name. I don't give a fuck, man. Name drop. I don't care. I'll find some other people, politics and such. But if you want me to do it, send me a comment. All right. Anyway, this is Dukect here. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here with me, Dukect. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.